Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Stews here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today, I am going to be doing a review on Moana. So Moana came out in the year 2016 and is the second Disney animated movie to come out in that year, with Zootopia coming out in that same year as Moana earlier in that year, and is the eighth Disney revival age era film overall, and is directed by Ron Clements and John Musker, the same directors who gave us a bunch of Disney classics like Aladdin, Hercules, The Little Mermaid, Princess and the Frog, and underrated gems like Treasure Planet and Great Monsters Detective. Oh yeah, Princess and the Frog is also underrated. And it stars Aulilia Cravalho, Dwayne Johnson, Rachel House, Tamora Morrison, Jermaine Clement, Nicole Scherzinger, Alan Tudyk, Lin-Manuel Miranda, yeah, who also who made the songs for this film, etc. And so basically, the plot for Moana tells the story of this demigod named Maui who stole the heart of Te which created this ancient curse with the rise of the fire demon Teka, taking over Te. And so Moana, who is determined to go out in the sea and explore the island, gets rejected by her parents, telling her that she needs to stay in the island and not go out because it's too dangerous because of what happened in the past when a bunch of sailors who tried to who sail out of the island got into this really big accident. And so but throughout Moana's life, ever since she was a baby, she's been being called by the ocean. The ocean has been trying to communicate with her. Moana obviously didn't know what it means, but now that Moana is older and more independent, she understands that the ocean chose her to do something heroic, which is bring back the heart of Te and team up with Maui, the demigod who stole the heart of Te. So Moana embarks on this great adventure, with her parents finally accepting her to go on this mission, to be able to face grave dangers and face and to team up with Maui to be able to save the world by restoring the heart of Te Fiti. So yeah. Now, yes, like what I said early on in this video, yes, Moana did come out in the exact same year as Zootopia. And you all know how much I love Zootopia. I literally made a 50-minute analysis on it. Yeah, my review of Zootopia was like 50 minutes. One of the longest videos I've ever done, and probably the longest review I did since Across the Spider-Verse. So yeah. And yes, I'm actually glad that we got 1 year with two Disney animated movies, like two movies in the Walt Disney Animation Studios canon. Yeah, come out together on the same day. Yeah, I don't think that has ever happened before. Or am I wrong? Correct me. But yeah, 2016 is probably my personal favorite year for Disney. Now I know you're gonna be like, oh, what about 2019? Well, 2019. 2019, yeah, sure, 2019 had Frozen 2, which you all know how I feel about the movie, but then that year also mostly consisted of but the other Disney movies that year, minus Frozen 2 and Avengers Endgame, and maybe the 20th Century Fox movies that Disney already bought in the same year, like, even though they never used the 20th Century Studios logo until 2020, but yeah. That year for Disney is like a mixed bag. Yeah, despite Frozen 2 and Endgame, maybe Far From Home if you count it as a Disney movie, but I think it's a little more Sony. Yeah, 2019 gave us too many lackluster Disney remakes. Dumbo, Aladdin, which I can tolerate, but still not very good. The Lion King remake, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, the Lady and the Tramp remake on Disney Plus. So yeah, I mean, I hope Frozen 3 doesn't come out in the same year as a bunch of crappy Disney remakes like those. But 2016 had so many, like, just great Disney movies, so many strong Disney films, you know, like, well, Zootopia, you know, Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, The Jungle Book remake. Like, there's so much incredible ones. And even some underrated Disney films like The Finest Hours too. So yeah, 2016 was just incredible. And I know you're gonna be like, oh, what about Finding Dory? Well, no, yeah, well, kinda, but honestly, it's not one of my favorites. In fact, I think Finding Dory is honestly one of the weaker Pixar films in my personal opinion. So yeah, and I actually know that the Zootopia and Moana thing with Disney. From what I heard, it's apparently it's apparently like the Pocahontas and Lion King situation all over again. I'm not sure if I'm wrong, but I remember hearing this somewhere where, like, you know, Disney wanted to make their big project, but then they made a a more B movie side project, and decided to release it first. And their B movie side project being the animal movie, where Disney doesn't have high hopes. They'd be like, oh, okay, it's just a small, simple little film, little animal film for kids to enjoy. Like, Disney would be like, think that. But then they'd turn out to be one of the most praised Disney movies of all time. Yeah, we need more Disney talking animal movie. And Disney, and yeah, considering that Pocahontas wasn't well received, but considering that that was Disney's big project, and Lion King ended up getting all the praise when Disney had no faith in the Lion King. Yeah, and then the same thing happened here. Well, kinda, where, like, you know, Disney was had higher hopes for Moana than Zootopia, but Zootopia ended up being, well, I guess the more successful film, I guess, than Moana. So yeah, I feel like Disney should learn their lesson to not assume, you know, oh, I'm gonna make two projects, the side project and the main one, and I'm gonna assume the main project. I'm gonna release the side project first because our main project is gonna be better. But then, yeah, Disney should not do something like that again, because obviously they know the other one is there's quote unquote side project is going to get better reviews. Like with Lion King and Zootopia, two of the greatest talking animal movies ever made, period. So yeah, and Moana simply had a lot to live up to if it wanted to live up to Zootopia. And based on, you know, which Disney movie most people prefer. Although I did say that Zootopia was more successful because of, you know, how much money it made. Like, it literally made $1 billion and even won Best Animated Feature at the Oscars. It was actually kind of a split decision on which one they prefer, because let's be real, both Zootopia and Moana actually got very good reviews. Yeah, they both got very strong reviews. Yeah, but there's like two sides. There's like the side who say Moana is the better Disney movie than Zootopia, and then there are others who say Zootopia is the better Disney movie in 2016 than Moana. But yeah, where do I fall? Like, which side am I on? Well, yeah, I think no surprise to you all. I mean, Moana wasn't even didn't even make my top 10 favorite Disney movies of all time, and Zootopia was like in the top 3 or at least top 5. So therefore, Zootopia is the better Disney animated film in 2016 for me. But after rewatching Moana, I gotta say, man, I love this movie. It is so good, man. And yeah, I mean, despite being inferior to Zootopia, it still is a masterpiece, and certainly in my top 10 favorite movies on 2016. A little high, not sure if top 5, but maybe, just maybe. So yeah, and yeah, I mean, on this rewatch, I mean, I just fell in love with this movie. It's still not quite my top 10. I think there are better Disney movies out there. I mean, I don't think I can remove Beauty and the Beast from the list just for this. It's not quite, you know, enough for me to make the top 10 because of, you know, of how many amazing Disney animated films there are. But Moana is still a masterpiece and a perfect follow up to Zootopia. Yeah, I just think this movie is amazing. And honestly, I'm gonna say this right now. This is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but I now prefer this movie over Kubo and the Two Strings. Yeah, I mean Kubo and the Two Strings, yeah, it's a masterpiece. Like it's still my favorite stop motion animated film. Well, technically now my second because Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio dethroned that film as my favorite stop motion animated film. But yeah, I would say this. Out of all the animated films that come out of 2016, Moana is now officially my second favorite animated film of 2016. Second only to Zootopia. Yeah, the two Disney animated movies in 2016 are the two best animated films in a year with so many animated films. I mean, you can think of, from garbage ones like Normal to North, Ice Age Collision Course, Sing, and especially Trolls, and some pretty good ones like Kung Fu Panda 3, Finding Dory, all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, yeah, both Zootopia and Moana literally puts them out to shame. And yes, including Kubo, despite Kubo being a masterpiece, yeah, there's definitely some 2016 movies I forgot about, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, why do I love about Moana specifically? Yeah, there is a lot to love about Moana. Lot to love about Moana. Yeah. Oh yeah. One thing I gotta say first that is that this is the only Disney movie that I saw in 3D. Yep, I saw this movie in really 3D, and I actually didn't get to see all the other Disney animated movies in 3D. Just this one. And yeah. I was actually planning to watch Wish in 3D, but they don't in my country they hardly show any 3D movies anymore, which is just sad. Only for like sometimes, So yeah, hopefully they show Frozen 3 in 3D. And I was actually planning to watch Frozen 2 in real 3D, but yeah, I was like actually this close to doing so, but then. Oh yeah, I actually saw an advanced screening of Frozen 2 in IMAX 3D. So yeah, that was something. And I was gonna watch it again in regular real 3D cinemas, but then there's like this new cinema that opened. I was like, okay, this is a new cinema, so we'll watch Frozen 2 there. So yeah, so Moana. Well, yeah, maybe I almost forgot that I saw Frozen 2 in IMAX 3D. So yeah, this is not the only one, but. Anyways, back on topic. Let me tell you all right now about Moana's 3D effects. It was freaking worth it, man. It is worth it. Yeah, the 3D effects do work so well, and they feel very effective. Yeah, I remember just seeing it, just feeling so impressed by how impressive the visuals are, like the 3D aesthetics, and not to mention. The animation here is absolutely gorgeous. Despite Zootopia being the better movie overall, and despite all the praise I've given the animation Zootopia, one thing that Moana did better than Zootopia is the animation. Zootopia may have an incredible, groundbreaking animation where the animators seem to put 110% of effort to it, but Moana feels like it's something else. I mean, this is one of the best animations I've seen in Disney, in the entire Disney revival era. I mean, this one feels like the start of a new era. Yeah, this feels like the start of a brand new era for Disney. This feels like a game changer to Disney. And at that time, actually, yeah, at the time, I probably would have called this Disney's best animation yet. Best animation yet. Disney's most visually gorgeous looking animation yet. But yeah, of course, Frozen 2 is more visually stunning, and as well as the upcoming Wish. Yeah, but out of the Disney revival age films that came before Frozen 2, Moana takes the cake for the most gorgeous animation in the revival era. And yeah, I mean, the character designs look super realistic, especially Moana herself, the title character. who looks so gorgeous. And I'll certainly talk about Moana's character development and character arc later. But right now, let's focus on the animation first. Like, yeah, this movie is like one of the reasons as to why Disney is my favorite studio because of just how much effort they put into their animation and how realistic they feel. I mean, it's not just the character designs, but even the backgrounds. They feel very realistic. They almost feel as realistic as a live action movie. Yeah, yeah. Sorry if you heard my fart, but yeah. Yeah. I mean, wow. And the ocean. Yeah. I don't think this. I wouldn't say this movie has better ocean effects than the one in Frozen 2, but Moana's effects did the Moana's effects did yeah, yeah, the water effects are gorgeous. The water here looks very realistic, very detailed. Yes, it can get cartoony at times, specifically when the ocean rises, and just calls onto Moana. Yeah, but most of the time, yeah, it is beautiful. But I think the best use of animation in this movie, the best part about the animation would have to be the way that it's used in songs. Yes, there are some songs with just characters singing and dancing, dancing and all that stuff. All that stuff. Great choreography, by the way. But then you get to some of the more creative songs like "You're Welcome" with the "You're Welcome" and "I Am Moana." Yeah. And speaking of the songs, how about let's talk about the soundtrack now? Yeah. And oh yeah, one thing I almost forgot to mention before I mentioned I could have said this one in the intro, but yeah, I'll say it now. This is the comeback of the Walt Disney Animation Studios musicals because I mean we haven't gotten a musical Disney princess film in the revival era since Frozen back in 2013 to 13, and yeah, so it took 3 years for Disney to actually make a new one because Disney's two follow-ups after Frozen, Big Hero 6 and Zootopia were not musicals. Although I prefer both of them to over Moana, but yeah, so Moana was like their return to form, and yeah, and I gotta say this, Moana is actually perfect. Yeah, I have flawless. Yeah, Frozen that is not flawless to me. So yeah, Moana takes the cake for being the not only the return to form for Walt Disney Animation Studios musicals, princess musicals, but the return to one of these that is actually perfect since Tangos. That took 6 years for Disney to make a perfect one without any flaws at all. Yeah, it is impressive. Okay, yeah, going back to the songs, yeah, the soundtrack is amazing. I love the songs here. Yeah, probably better than the Frozen 1 songs. Well, although for a first time and forever is better than 95% of the songs here, I will say. But yeah, the songs in this movie, they're incredible. Yeah, I mean, first of all, like I love how this movie has its own version of Vuli, like the na 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 hey na, from Frozen. Yeah, I love how this movie has its own version of it. With Zula. Say you are mine, say something like that. Yeah, that is like the Moana version of Fioli, and yeah, all that stuff. And then we get to know all the songs here. Where You Are, the beginning song. Although one of the weaker songs in the film, still a very good song, like a very good opening song and very catchy upbeat. Where You Moana. Yeah, especially with the plan Moana. Make way. Yeah, especially the opening lines. Yeah, that's incredible. And Moana's determination in that song. And I'll talk about Moana's character arc in a bit. But first, yeah, let's talk about the song here. That song there, and also and the song that follows up, like Where You Are is the Oscar nominated How Far I'll Go. Yeah, I know I talked about this many times, but it's kind of sad that Disney hasn't won Best Original Song since Let It Go. So we need a Disney film to win the song by film. We need a Disney animated film to win best original song at the Oscars. And yeah, how far ago though? I'm not mad that City of Stars won over because I mean I prefer La La Land over Moana, and City of Stars is a fantastic song. It is a fantastic song, just a beautiful song. But so I wouldn't say that oh How Far Ago should have won, but I actually prefer How Far Ago over City of Stars. If in fact, it's better than Let It Go. Yeah, How Far Ago. Yeah, it is the Into the Unknown of Moana. And spoiler alert, there is actually a song that I personally consider the Show Yourself of Moana, but I'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, and then there's We Know the Way, which gives more background to the chiefs and what happened in the sea. And We Know the Way is like probably the main trailer song, very catchy, especially with the away, away, okay, oh, you know the way we tell the stories on a brand new island everywhere we roll. Yeah, they're very catchy and very manly. And then there is the fan favorite Moana song, although not my personal favorite, but a fan favorite. What can I say except you're welcome? Yeah, I'll talk about Dwayne Johnson's voice acting in a bit, but yeah, I mean, who knew Dwayne Johnson can actually sing? Yeah, can sing. Yeah, that song is just so catchy, but not to mention also very creative. Yeah, very creative. Yeah, especially with the 2D hand drawings. Like, I love how they used how Maui uses his tattoos as I love how Maui's tattoos are 2D animation, and we see a lot of 2D animation callbacks in this song. Yeah, I mean I love. And then there is Shine. Yeah, by the way, shout out to Shea Frilla's Productions. Shea Frilla's Productions. Yeah, he is the number one Moana fan. Like, Moana obsessed YouTuber I've seen, and yeah, Shea Phillips is such an awesome YouTuber. He is certainly in my top 10 favorite YouTubers. I just love his enthusiasm and his entertainment. But okay, anyways, yeah, of course, I think you all probably expected me to mention Shea Phillips in this review because it's a Moana review. What else did you expect? But yeah, I'd rather be shining. Yeah, love that song. And yeah, and then there is the weakest song in the film, No You Are, the final song that where Moana just reminds Moana knows that Tekka is actually Tafiti, like just being cursed, and so she shows her. She shines the Tafiti stone to Tekka, and then Tekka becomes Tafiti, and then Moana sang this song. Yes, it is the weakest song, but I gotta say, it is very emotional. Yeah, in theaters, when Moana sang that, and was like, stepping towards Tafiti, I actually teared up in that scene. Yeah, I legitimately teared up in that scene. Yeah, it is just so beautifully handled. Yeah, that scene was just so beautiful, and yeah, but maybe like on rewatch, I don't cry. I didn't cry in that scene. I only cried in I only cried once when I saw it for the first time in theaters. Oh, but you know what is my personal favorite song in the movie? My favorite song? Yeah, and you know what song always hits me in the feels every time I watch this movie? I am Moana, I am Moana. Hey, ah, hey, ah, hey, ah, hey. Yeah, yeah. I am Moana. If How Far Ago is the Into the Unknown, I am Moana is the Show Yourself of Moana. Seriously, why does no one talk about this song? Yeah, why does no one talk about it? I mean, this song is just so good, especially with the yeah. I feel like more people should talk about this song. This is also kind of like the next right thing of Moana, based on just the fact that no one talks about it and it's very underappreciated. very underappreciated. So yeah, I mean, I feel like yeah, more people need to talk about I Am Moana. Yeah, sure, it does sound like it sounds very similar to How Far Ago, but it's even better. I mean, but to be fair, Show Yourself does sound a lot like Let It Go. In some ways, if you think about it, but this song actually furthers Moana's character development, and this is like a perfect build up to the final battle when Moana faces Tekka. Like that song is just beautiful. Like first of all, like I love how this one starts with Grandma Tala just visit like her ghost like visiting Moana, and this is in the part of the film when Moana just forgets who she is and believes that she isn't the chosen one and the ocean chose wrong, but then Grandma Tala is like, no, Moana, the ocean was right, you just don't know it, you just don't understand it. But and then this song was about Moana finding herself, like Moana realizing who she truly is. And then we see this and then yeah, and then yes, it starts off slow with Grandma Tala's part, but when Moana's like, and they call me, and then we see these ghost sailboats, like something like, and then while Moana's still singing, and it's like, I'll deliver us to where we are. I am journeying for ya, and I'm everything and dirt and more. Still it calls me. Yeah, that's beautiful. And then we get to like the part that actually really hit me the first. I'm a call, it's enough, be all inside me. It's like okay, I can't sing it. Yeah, sorry. This is hard for me. It's not my type. It's not my type of song I would sing. Yes, but you get the point. Yeah, you get this. Yeah, this is a very underrated song. Yeah, and remember when I said in my Zootopia review that Try Everything is my favorite song in 2016? Well, I take that back because I Am Moana is my favorite song of 2016 now. Yep, even over Try Everything. Yes, Try Everything is a very impactful song and very underrated too, but I Am Moana is a little more inspirational and it leaves more of an impact to me, yeah. Okay, so moving on from the songs, another thing I really love about this movie is that it is very small in scale. It's not too big in scale, although I do prefer big scale movies than small scale movies. This movie works so well as a small scale adventure, similar to Encanto, though it still has some very big and epic moments to it. The whole story of Moana going on a journey, it is actually a very simple story. That's actually what makes it what makes it have a small scale. It's how simple the story is. The story of just Moana reaching out to Maui's, like searching for Maui so that Maui and Moana can restore the heart of Tafiti. And yeah, the story is very engaging as well, despite it being maybe some people can complain it's too simplistic, but to me, I think the simplicity of it works. Yeah, sure, you got the the overprotective parent cliche with the don't go out from home, it's dangerous out there, stay where you are. Yeah, Disney did that with Tango with the whole don't go out of your location like storyline, and then the main character is like, I want to see the world, I want to see what's beyond my home. Yeah, it may sound cliche on paper, but actually the execution of it all just works so well. It is a very well executed story. It's also very heartwarming. It's one of the most heartwarming Disney animated movies I've ever seen. And it has such great simple messages that we can all relate to. Don't steal from someone because something bad is gonna happen, a punishment, and also know who you are, know your destiny, and other stuff. Yeah, it's a very relatable message that everyone can be inspired by. And also when you steal something, be sure to return it. And when you steal something, someone will eventually find out and will have either force you to return it or punish you. Yeah. And also what I love about this movie as well is that there isn't too many characters. Yeah, a lot of these Disney movies would, now it's not a criticism, but a lot of them would have this huge cast of characters, these massive characters. Yeah, sure, you got a lot of background, you got a lot of background characters in this movie, but most of them are just side characters to help contribute in building the culture. And by the way, the culture in this movie, the Samoan culture, is probably the best Samoan culture representation I've seen in any movie. It's just so well done. It's just so well done. But yeah, the friends and their characters, there isn't a lot. There's the parents, the especially the overprotective father. There's Moana, Maui, and the animals, Hey, and I forgot the pig's name, but there's a pig. I forgot the name. Yeah. And yeah, Moana is one of my favorite Disney princesses. Like in my top 10. Yeah, sure, she's no Anna and Elsa, no Rapunzel, and some of the Disney and half of the Disney Renaissance era princess. But Moana has such a very simple arc. She's the chosen one. She's chosen to by the ocean, but she realizes, what am I actually chosen for, and why? She actually she's actually able to ask that very great philosophical question on why she was chosen, and she was chosen to do so. And throughout the movie, she really goes on such great character development to be able to discover who she really is and why she's chosen to be the hero of the oceans, and all that stuff. Yeah, Maui, the fan favorite character of this movie. Yeah, Maui is great as well. Now, I don't think he's the best character like what everyone else says. Moana is without question the best character of the movie, but Maui is a close second. I mean, and yeah, as for the voice acting, man, yeah, all the voice acting is great. And Aldini Crowd-Hallow and Dwayne Johnson definitely give the best performance of the cast. Especially Dwayne Johnson. Remember when I said Black Adam was my favorite Dwayne Johnson performance? Well, I take that back, because Maui is without question his best performance. No competition whatsoever. No competition. Yeah, Maui is just. And also, Maui is one of the most creative characters that Disney has ever made. I already explained it earlier when I talked about the animation, specifically with the hand-drawn tattoos, like the hand-drawn moving tattoos on Maui's body, and I just love that creativity. And sometimes you even see Maui talking to his tattoos. That is just so creative and all that stuff. And yeah, the action scenes in this movie, oh boy, they are very intense. Yeah, even in a small scale movie like this, the action scenes are very intense. Very intense, like the Tekka, the fire monster. Oh my god, he feels like a really big threat to them. And also you got Tamatoa, who is kind of a villain and all that stuff. And yeah, like the whole action scenes, yeah, the action in this one is just really good, especially with Maui being such a badass. When he literally jumps towards the monster, and just be like Chow! And then just hits it with his demigod hook. Yeah, maybe that's why Maui is the fan favorite character, but I still personally prefer Moana over Maui because of how compelling Moana is. And by the way, speaking of the villain, I love that this movie doesn't have a twist villain at all. Yeah, there's not really a villain here. And yes, you could I know that I am very generous to these Disney twist villains. The only twist villain that I don't like is Hans, but it does work as well for this movie to not have a main antagonist, because it's or even a twist villain, because it's just a straightforward story of Moana and Maui like trying to restore the heart of Tafiti while getting through some obstacles. And the villains in this movie are literally just obstacles to the story. Tekka, the fire god. Some can say Tekka is the main antagonist, but I feel like he's just an obstacle. Yeah, all that stuff. Tamatoa is just an obstacle. I think Maui can arguably be the main antagonist because he's the one who stole the heart of Tafiti, but at the same time, he did end up being a hero at the end. So yeah, and I love that. And yeah, so overall, Moana is another Disney masterpiece in the Revival Age era collection and in the Walt Disney Animation Studios canon as well. Sure, it's not one of my favorite Disney Revival Age movies, not the absolute best of the best, but it is still a flawless masterpiece in so many ways. It's lighthearted, it's lighthearted, but still being epic in scale at the same time. Those two tones are very well, perfectly balanced. The songs are amazing. The animation is one of Disney's best, and the characters are all compelling in so many ways. So yeah. Sorry about that. So yeah, with that said, I'm gonna give Moana 5 stars out of 5 masterpiece movie. So also for my review of Moana, yep, what are your thoughts on Moana? Do you agree with me that this movie is a masterpiece and one of the absolute best animated films in 2016? Are you one of those people who prefers Moana over Zootopia, or do you agree with me that Zootopia is better? Do you think this movie is overrated? And I got a question. Actually, oh, never mind. I was about to say which do you prefer, Zootopia or Moana, but yeah, I'm sure they'll say in the comments. But yeah. Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review on. No, stay tuned for my cherry reaction, a double cherry reaction for 2 Netflix trailers that I'm gonna be reacting to you guys. The Last Airbender, the live action one, and Orion in the Dark, a new Netflix animated movie. And stay tuned for the biggest review on my channel, my review on Frozen 2. Oh boy, I cannot wait to review that movie, or redo review. Words cannot describe it. Yeah, and yes, I'm skipping off racing and internet for obvious reasons. One, I already ranted on it last year, and 2, no way in hell I'm ever rewatching that movie. So yeah, bye guys.